Hello, welcome to Record Time. Record Time's a weekly Akashic experience where we explore simple and mysterious themes through the lens of the Akashic Records. My name is Mina. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm really excited to dive in. So, this week, the keepers of the Akashic Records are sharing with us intuition does not exempt you from your own human experience. Intuition does not exempt you from your own human experience. I'd love to spend a moment unpacking that, but maybe before we do that, just feel free to pause this and let that simmer, let it land. Take a moment to reflect and contemplate that on your own. But yeah, this is such a tender reality in my experience. And I want to acknowledge, of course, that this might not feel true to you, and that's okay. That's very welcome. But what do they mean by this? Intuition does not exempt you from your own human experience. It can be tempting when we're first starting to learn about intuition, first starting to try to connect consciously with our intuition, or even if you're an experienced pro, if you've been working with your intuition and feel deeply connected to it for a long time, there's this like really human, really like just like romanticized idea that can be present in the space that if I am perfectly aligned and in tune and connected with my intuition, then I'll never make a mistake. And my intuition will always tell me what to do. If I can just learn how to use it, then I'll be good. I'll be golden and nothing will ever go wrong. And I just want to validate the profound innocence of that belief. Of course we all think that, and of course we all want that, because wouldn't that be so nice? Wouldn't that be lovely? And it kind of makes, like, it's easy, it's very tempting to kind of romanticize our own intuition and to put it on a pedestal like that, to be like, oh, if I just have this thing, then it'll all be perfect. And I can speak to this at length, and I likely will teach a class on this at some point, but just for the sake of brevity for this video, I won't go into this too much. But yeah, with this thing they're sharing and with my own experience of intuition, as much as it would be wonderful if our intuition could always just have the answer and tell us what to do and make sure we never make a mistake, I've experienced more than once that there are times when what our intuition is inviting us into, what my intuition has invited me into more than once, is you just gotta learn from your own experience. You just gotta test some shit out and see what works and what doesn't. And that can be a hard pill to swallow. That can be a really infuriating response or sense that you get from your intuition. It can almost feel like it's withholding an answer from you, and that it's forcing you to, make mistakes and learn through experience rather than just knowing from an informed sense. And that can be hard. And the thing that I want to name around this is you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. You're allowed to be upset around that. And there are moments where as in tune and, regulated and meditated and whatever else, as perfect as you try to be, as connected as you might be, your intuition, the thing it might have for you is that you just gotta try some stuff out. You just gotta do a little experimentation, do a little trial and error, test some stuff out and see what happens. And to almost like learn by field research and experience. And so that's what the records are pointing to with this, of your intuition does not exempt you from your own human experience. And oof, is that not painful? That can be tough. And in my belief, is that we're here to have the full spectrum of experience of being a human being. And that includes having to learn through our own experience to put our hands in the mud and like really feel some stuff, because there's value in experiential learning that you can't get from knowing all the answers ahead of time. There's value in both, but there is something that you gain from trying something, living an experience and learning from it, and then adding that to your felt experience that will then inform your intuition in the future. There's something about that lands differently in the body and spirit and deep self than what you get from just being able to very accurately and consistently predict every answer and right decision, and all of that is like very in quotes. Okay. So it's like, there's a difference there. And you can almost imagine that there are moments where you just need more data, where your intuition is like, maybe it's like, I don't know, because we've never experienced this. I don't know, because this is so unknown. We're in the unknown. And so what is needed from the intuition, what your intuition needs and is asking of you, inviting you into sometimes, will be, can we just collect some data? You might get a few bumps and bruises on the way out in the field. You might brush up against some rough grass, or might get stung by something. You might get these minor little, merit badges and scrapes and bumps, proof that you were out in the field. You might get that, and it might be a little painful. And of course, we want to protect ourselves from pain. And there is some value to be gained in collecting your own data firsthand. And that's the thing that feeds your intuition and makes it even more comprehensive and luminous in the future. So it's something to think about if you're in an experience where your intuition isn't giving you a clear answer and it feels like the only thing available is to just try some stuff out. That is valid, and it's not just valid, it's valuable. So yeah, there's all of this is to say, be gentle with yourself and give yourself a little bit of grace. It's not that your intuition is not working. And it's not like, is this thing on? It's like, it might be working, it might be functioning perfectly fine. It's just that it needs some more experiential data to support it in the future. So, something to think about. I am so curious to know how this lands for you. Did this make sense? Does this feel relevant? Have you experienced this before? When working with your intuition? I am so curious. Are there other questions that you have around this? I would love to know what other questions this inspires for you. So if you have a question particularly, please let me know. Reach out. You can message me, send me an email through my website, ninarucci.com, or just leave it as a comment on this video. Whatever floats your boat. And until next time, I'm wishing you well. Namaste.